Hey everyone, Jeff at Tidy Bytes here for week 2 of Apps Month here in Tidy 24. Hopefully you were able to review your installed apps last week and purge a lot of what you found, leaving you with a refreshingly smaller collection. This week, we are taking a different approach to help you cut out some of the things that derail your ability to focus. The task this time is to silence the distractors. We allow too many services and platforms to intrude on our extremely finite attention, often without realizing it. Sure, I'll allow notifications. After all, what's just one more app? It's not that hard to deal with 1 or 2 more notifications each day. Except when it is, because they pile up. When you have 50 things asking for your immediate attention during the day, it's nearly impossible to focus on anything, and the 3 things that really matter get lost in the 47 things that shouldn't be allowed to interrupt you in the first place. So, what do? We ignore the wall of alerts on our devices, not accidentally, but intentionally. We figure that we'll just go back and hunt through the list every so often if we actually need to deal with something. Did you know that iPhones retain notifications for a week before they automatically drop off? That is a long time. But this solution doesn't make sense. We're throwing away a perfectly good tool, proactive notifications, by turning them instead into a check when needed kind of a thing. A better solution is to allow only the things that are really worthy of interrupting us to interrupt us. Everything else gets to wait until we want to look at it. So, here are your 2 action steps for this week. Step 1, figure out which apps generate a lot of notifications. You can do this pretty easily on iPhones or iPads by going to Settings and then Screen Time and then See All App and Website Activity. Then scroll down to the Notifications section for a list sorted by noisiest offenders. On Android devices, you can go to Settings, then Notifications, then Notification History, although you might have to enable this setting on Android before it is usable. Or on either platform, you can just look at the notifications you have right now, or make a list of the ones you know you see often. Then step 2, look through the list you've made and decide as aggressively as possible which apps don't truly need to be allowed to interrupt you with immediate notifications, and turn them off. Here are some suggestions that I try to follow. 1, disable email notifications. When you want to check your email, open the email app and go to your inbox. 2, disable YouTube notifications. When you want to see new videos, open the YouTube app and check your subscriptions. 3, disable news headline notifications. When you want news, open the news app and doom scroll to your heart's content. 4, disable social media notifications. When you need a dopamine fix or you actually want to check in on your friends, open your favorite app. They all keep track of notifications separately inside their own platforms anyway. You don't need a second copy on your phone. Now, for turning off notifications, generally you have 2 options. First, you can go into each app and find the relevant setting that controls its notifications and turn them off there. This method gives you more detailed control over what to allow or not, but sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly how to do this. If that doesn't work or you can't figure it out, or you just want the easy, more sledgehammer-like option, you can also control notification permissions at the operating system level. Just go to the main Settings app, then the Notifications section. Individual app settings are right there on Apple devices, although on Android, you'll need one more click on the App Settings entry first. Remember, the goal here is to silence the things that distract you. It's not that news or email or YouTube videos or even social media are unimportant, though it's worth considering that as well. It's that deciding when and how to consume and process these things should happen on your own terms at a time you intentionally set aside, not in tiny chunks all throughout the day every time someone else decides to knock on your brain's front door and pull your attention away from whatever hopefully productive thing you were doing before. So, here's a quick recap of the steps for week 2 in Tidy 24 Apps Month. Step 1 is identify which apps generate the most notifications. And step 2 is aggressively turn off every notification you don't absolutely need. With this done, I bet you'll start enjoying the fact that your phone is no longer demanding attention like a hyperactive puppy. Enjoy the silence, and I will see you next week.